my beautiful friend. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do this fun and flirty eyeshadow look. And before we get into it, I have a special gift for you. It is called A Brush with Romance, a collection of 5 step-by-step looks to do when you want to woo. I did not think of the name, that's why I had to look to see what it was called. My boyfriend Greg, who is filming this and also editing it, came up with the name, and I think it's amazing. And after he saw this look done, he was like, make note, I really like this look. So my friend, this is a good look when you want to be fun and flirty. But in that collection, there's, like I said, 5 different ones that does go from more natural, soft looks if you only have a few minutes, to the very sexy and sultry looks, especially if you like a lot of dark smoky eyeliner, that look will be for you. If that sounds like something you're into and you want 5 new looks that are step-by-steps to help you woo, click the link in the description box below. Now let's go into the step-by-step look of this tutorial. I've already primed my eye with my concealer. I always use concealer instead of eye primer so I can go right into the eye makeup. We're gonna start with our lightest color and go to our darkest. The technique we're doing is a version of the lifted technique, but not quite as many steps as you might have seen me teach before. This is a little simpler in case you don't want to spend a lot of time on your makeup. I'm gonna be using the Makeup Geek palette mainly because I'm obsessed with this pink. When I knew I was gonna do a bunch of romantic looks, I was like, I need to use this pink in every look because it is just gorgeous. So I'm gonna use this as my light, this as my mid-tone, and this as my dark tone. You don't need this exact palette. You can use whatever 3 colors you have. I just want you to remember light, medium, and dark. And when I'm applying the colors on my eyes, I will make sure that I reference which is my light, which is my medium, and which is my dark. But if you did want to get these colors, they do come individually. And so this color right here, my light color, is called Whimsical. My mid-tone color, which is the one that this whole look is based upon, is called Lavender Dreams. And then my darkest color is called Back to the Fuchsia. And the whole palette is called the Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette. So we're gonna start with our light color, which is Whimsical. And I'm gonna be using a flat eyeshadow brush. This is a Crown 510, or C510. And I'm gonna go right into Whimsical, pick it up, and I'm gonna press it all over my eye. I don't want to just swipe like this because then I don't get as much saturation. I do always like to press, and I'm starting in the inner corner because I want to make sure that that is the brightest area. So pressing it, and then we're just bringing it on over to the end. I'm going a little bit higher up to pretty much below my brow bone, so right here, mainly on the inner part of the eye. I'm not gonna do the same thing on the outer part of the eye because if you notice on this side, I have more of the mid-tone and the dark tone color, and those are matte, and I want them to stay matte. If I was to bring this shimmer all the way up over into this area, even though I put a matte color on top of it, it's still gonna be a little bit shimmery, and so there won't be as much of a difference in texture. And because I want there to be a difference in texture, because that's what creates more definition to the eye, makes the eye bigger, essentially contouring the eye, I wanna be really purposeful with my placement. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Whimsical and just put it underneath my eye too. This is my light color. It's up to you if you want your light color to have shimmer or not. I love to add shimmer pretty much in every look that I do, so there's always gonna be a bit of sparkle. And if you're concerned about sparkles popping out your wrinkles or fine lines, only put it on your eyelid. Keep it there or put it underneath your eyebrow. Those are gonna be 2 spots that really don't have a lot of fine lines, so they're shimmer safe. To apply my mid-tone color, I'm using a fluffy blending brush. This is a Crown C511. It's one of my go-to fluffy brushes because I love the shape. It's not too fluffy, it's not too big, and it fits perfectly in my eye area. So if you have hooded or deep set eyes, this is a good brush to have. And I'm going in with my mid-tone Lavender Dreams, my favorite color ever, you're gonna see. And when I apply this color, I'm gonna start in the inner part of my eye. So I'm gonna go right above where I put the lightest color, not overlapping. I'm gonna go right above, starting here, and then I'm gonna swoop to the outer corner and do a little bit of a V wing. This is important because with hooded eyes, we tend to not go over the hood of the eye. I know a lot of people are scared to bring the color up here, but my friend, you've got a lot of space there, so utilize it. Fill up that real estate and really define your eyes so you can see your eyeshadow at all times. I'm keeping my eyes open looking in the mirror when I do this. So I wanna go right above here, so I'm just gonna mark. And I'm holding the brush further down the handle because I don't wanna apply too much pressure. I want right now this to be a wash of color. That way if I make a mistake, it's easier to fix. So start with less and you could always add more. I'm definitely gonna do another layer of this color, but I really want to make sure that I get down my shape. So I'm starting right here above, as I showed you, and then I'm moving it over into the crease, which the crease is right here, right underneath your brow bone. And then I'm just gonna wing it out to the end of my eyebrow. So here's the end of my eyebrow. I'm gonna bring it out that far. Then I'm gonna connect it down to my eyelid. Notice that here's the hood of my eye. I'm going over that hood, and then I'm going against the hood to bring it down to my lower lash line. It's a very subtle shape of a V, but it's gonna be built up to that. I'm gonna just take a look, make sure I like my angle. I like it, so now let's do another pass. We're gonna do another layer on top of it. But this time, instead of starting in the inner part of the eye over here, I'm gonna start here by the area that I did the V, because I really wanna make sure that this is defined. Doing this shape like this is a really good way to get that winged effect without really worrying about doing a winged eyeliner. And when we're thinking of sexy and sultry looks to woo our man or our partner, whoever you wanna woo, this is the way to do it. A lot of people love a winged eyeliner because it's a sexy and sultry look. Well, you can still get that same effect without stressing yourself over a wing. I just got a little bit more on my brush to just add a little bit more pigment right here. Focus again on this winged out area. I'm just gonna bring it up just a little bit higher to go on to my brow bone. And notice that when I'm going from this angle, I'm moving in one direction. So I'm not going back and forth. In fact, I never really go back and forth, except when I was building the wing itself, because I was doing a little bit of a seesaw. Now I'm gonna go from the outer part of this eye up to just blend this area out. There's not a lot of pigment left on my brush, so I'm able to soften that edge out to match the intensity here. This next brush is a must-have brush for everyone and their mom. You need this if you have, no matter what your eye shape is really, but especially hooded eyed beauties. This is the Crown C539, and why it's such a must is it's the perfect shape for detailing. And detail, not only just for detailing, but detailing if you like more of this outer V shape or if you like a more wing shape. This is gonna help you get there. It's pretty dense, but as you can see, it does have movement. So if you were to take this brush, which is the flat lid brush, this is super dense, the bristles are barely moving. This brush, the Crown C539, it's moving a little bit more, still firm though, so what that tells me is it's gonna allow me to deposit product and blend it out at the same time. I'm picking up a little bit of my darkest shade, the back to the fuchsia, and I'm going to mirror what I did earlier with my mid-tone shade. If you look on this eye, there's only a little bit of darkness right here. And that's what I want. I want just a little bit of smoky, but I want to really define the shape of the V a little bit more. So that's the purpose of this third color. So I'm going to keep my eyes open, tilt back, going straight with the tip of the brush right into the V area, because that's where my point of intensity is. Then I'm going back and forth, doing the V in these little small baby movements. Then from here, I'm gonna drag the color up into my crease, right underneath, or rather in between my light color and my mid-tone color. Just a soft wash. Again, we're gonna layer it up. Now I'm gonna go in for another bit of product, got it on my brush. I'm gonna lift up my eyebrows just to make sure this connects. Just give it a little shimmy right here, build up some intensity on this outer corner. Then I'm gonna go in and redefine this V, make it a little bit darker. Oh yeah, perfection. And then I'm bringing it on over into the crease. Now, if you're like, well, how do I know where to create the outer V? I want you to take your brush and you're gonna do it at an angle. This is about a, not a 90, this is about a 45-degree angle, I would say, from the top of the outer corner of your lash line right here, going up at a 45-degree angle towards the brow to build that shape. And remember, going over your hood, here's my hood, but I wanna go over it. And then when I'm bringing it into the eye, you can start by going horizontal into the eye area, then lift up your brows so you can see where the crease is and just add a little bit more darkness right here. That's it. And then you can see, even with your eyes open, you don't see the intensity of the darkness as much, but you can see that shadowing where we have a lighter color right here, darker color here, and then our lightest in the inner corner. Just adding a tiny bit right here, just a little bit more of my darkest shade just to match what I did on the other side. All right, I think I got my balance. I recently got this liner as a Christmas present. This is Marc Jacobs Mist Me. It is their Highliner eyeliner, and it is the prettiest color in all of the land. It is, I love lavender colors so much, but that's what I put underneath my eye. And I knew I wanted to smudge the liner underneath the eye because it is fun and flirty. I love the way that it looks, and it doesn't mean I want you to go out and buy this. If you don't have this exact color, I have a few options I can tell you about. So the first thing you can do is if you have a blue eyeliner, you can take a blue eyeliner, put it in your waterline, add a white liner on top of it, and then that's gonna make it a lighter sky blue. I know it's not the purple, but it's still gonna be really complimentary if you do like a pinky look on the eyelid like I did. Another option is if you have a purple eyeliner, you can put the white liner on top of it. That's also gonna help brighten it, or you can go and get this Marc Jacobs one. I didn't want to do black in my lower waterline because that would make the look a little bit more evening. Well, I guess this could be evening too, but the black makes it darker, it brings on the smoky vibe, and I wanted this to be a little bit more fun and flirty, especially if you're someone who wants a softer look. But don't worry, in the collection of looks, we got some smoky looks. If you're like, well, I need to be sexy, smoky all around, I got you, boo. So I'm putting the Mist Me in my waterline, and then I'm smudging it underneath my lower lash line. If you love a dark smoky look, or you know your partner does and you're like, I gotta have it, you can do black eyeliner instead of this, or you can do a darker purple, darker blue, any of those colors would work. But if you wanna keep it fun and flirty, definitely do a lighter color. I'm taking a little bit of a black eyeliner. This is Obsidian from Makeup Geek, and I'm just doing a little bit of a tight line on the outer corner of my top lash line. And I'm going about halfway, filling it up all in here because I want my lash line to look a little bit thicker, but also to help my lashes blend in and not see any skin. As you can see here, I'm gonna put some wispy lashes on the outer corner of my eye, some clusters, and I'm gonna use a lash glue that has, it's a liner lash glue on top, and so I wanted to make the waterline and the line on top all blend in together. If you have a lash glue liner, I want you to do this after you curl your lashes and do the mascara. This is probably the only time I'm gonna say do your liner after mascara, because if you do the liner or you do the glue liner, then curl your lashes, all that glue liner is gonna stick to your lash curler and you're gonna have to reapply anyways. So first, just do your mascara as normal, and I will gush about that liner glue in a moment because it is fantastic. Because I'm going to be focused on only the outer ends for my lashes, I'm only gonna use a couple of the clusters. I wanna make sure that the inner part of my lashes are gonna be a little bit longer. So I'm going over and curling those lashes a second time. Make sure they're nice and lifted, awesome. The mascara I'm using is the Makeup Geek Extension Effect Mascara, and let me tell you guys, I am impressed with this mascara. It is super voluminous, a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It does a lot of length, and my favorite part, I've worn this over and over again, it doesn't smudge underneath my eyes. And that's pretty much what I need in my mascara. I don't care how long you make my lashes or how full you make them. If you smudge underneath my eye, you're dead to me. But if you don't smudge, we're gonna be in a long-lasting relationship for sure. This is a lash glue liner from Kiss. It is a felt tip black eyeliner that's a lash glue. And I bought this to try it out, and I was convinced that it was gonna suck. I literally thought I was buying it only to hate it, and the exact opposite happened. This is now my new favorite lash glue. It is so easy to use, and if you use a felt tip eyeliner to begin with as your liner, and you struggle with putting on your lashes, I want you to get this glue. Because honestly, it makes me think of the magnetic lashes, except it actually holds the lashes on. I don't think magnetic lashes work, but that's a rant for another day. Anyways, this is really easy to use. You put it on, and then the lash, when you're applying it, it sticks instantly, and it feels like it's a magnet, but it's not. And it comes off super easily. I don't have problem removing this glue, and it was only like 10 bucks. Now, I don't know how long it's gonna last because I've only used it, this might be only like my 5th time, so who knows, but honestly, for $10, even if I only got 5 uses out of it, I really do like it a lot. You don't have to wait for the glue to get tacky, you can just go on, put it on, and apply the lashes right after. You're gonna see it in action right now. I forgot to do a part of my eyeshadow, I forgot to do the highlight underneath my brow bone. I use the same color that's on my eyelid, so it is my light color. If you're using a darker light color that's a gold and you have fair skin like me, I wouldn't put the gold underneath, but I maybe get a white gold so the undertone is similar. And I'm using the flat eyeshadow brush that I used for my lid, just to pop it in right there. And after I apply it, I like to take the color I used for my mid-tone color and just rub along the edges just to have it all melt together into one. Perfect. I'm all about products that can do multiple things for you, so even more why I like this so much, because eyeliner and glue in one, that is a vibe. So I'm starting with putting it right in the middle, and I'm using the very tip, and then I'm laying it on its body and getting along the end of my lash line. Now don't worry about doing a wing. I'm not worried about a wing because like I said, we did the wing shape. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of a flick. So a super baby wing just to make the outer corner a little bit thicker. But yeah, you can barely see that that's a wing. And then I'm just gonna go a little bit further in on the inside of the eye. Not all the way though. Just doing this so the line is thicker on the outer corner and then it gets thinner as we go into the center. So as you can see, this works just like a felt tip eyeliner. It goes on black. I've done maybe just that one pass. Yeah, you have seen we haven't jumped or anything or cut it. And that's all I'm gonna use. Now I'm gonna go in and do the lashes. I only have 3 of these on this side, so I'm gonna do 3 on this side as well. And I'm using the Ardell. These are the Knotted Flare Trios. My favorite cluster lashes ever. And I do have a video going more in depth about applying cluster lashes, and I'll put that in the description box below as well so you can watch. Grabbing the lash, I'm starting on the outer corner first. And there you see, it just takes it. It adheres so quickly. I love it. I dropped 1 lash, now let's go with the next lash. I'm gonna just do 3 of them like I mentioned. You could do a whole strip of lashes if you want, or do a whole strip of the clusters, but I think it does make a little bit more of a flirty look if you only have a little bit of lash. It wings out a little bit on the outer corner just for a little something something. On my lips, I added Lumiere from ColourPop as my lip liner, filled my whole lip in with it, and I put this gloss from Marc Jacobs on top. It is called Cream and Sugar. Since I went with the soft and I wanted it to be fun and flirty, I kept my lips soft too. But if you want to be a little bit more of a badass and have a little bit more sexy and sultry going on, do a really dark purple lip, because that'll be hot. If you haven't yet, make sure you go to the description box below, click on the link so you can get my Brush with Romance, a collection of 5 step-by-step looks to help you woo. This look is in there, as well as 4 more that you can use for when you only have a few minutes and you're going to brunch, or when you want to be super sexy and sultry for maybe Valentine's Day, a hot date night, anniversary, or just because you love yourself, my friend.